Okay, so let's get started. Today I want to share with you about a new practice I've just started called morning pages. And I purposely chose this red t-shirt with the words Dare to Dream because it excites me that it will help me dream bigger. Okay. Now, this new practice called morning pages has required me to wake up 30 minutes earlier on many days before 6 a.m. And I can tell you, I must see some potential to have started this rigorous journey. Morning HT, morning Bethany. People discover the best of themselves as they unblock their creativity. Changes happen because through the use of certain tools, students become better listeners. Listeners first to themselves and then to others. The habit of listening must be formed and practiced. So listening is not automatic. Talking is automatic. Talking rubbish is even more automatic. But the habit of listening must be formed and practiced. Writing in a journal is an act of self-expression that is done periodically to record feelings and inspire ideas. And those of you who do coaching with me know that you're encouraged to do that on a weekly basis. But journaling is something that writers do, people do. Now, pages, this thing called morning pages, serve a deeper purpose. This type of journaling is a cathartic, ritualistic writing process that clears your mind, builds confidence, and creates a path for greater creativity. Morning pages is a stream of consciousness journaling habit done first thing in the morning, first thing every morning on a daily basis. The idea is to wake up, open your morning journal, and write 3 pages of longhand of any thoughts that come out of your head. Julia Cameron, author of The Artist's Way, created this approach to journaling as a way for people to unleash their creativity. Julia Cameron, by the way, is the best-selling author of more than 40 books. At one time, she was married to Martin Scorsese, and she has been doing morning pages for more than 40 years. My coach, Barbara Anderson, recommended Julia Cameron's book, The Listening Path, not The Artist's Way, but The Listening Path, after our last coaching session in October. I ordered the book immediately, and it arrived a week later. Now, in that book, Julia says that being a better listener can increase creativity. Okay, being a better listener can increase creativity. And she describes 3 basic tools that should be incorporated into daily life. The first is morning pages. The second is this thing, what she calls artist dates. And the third is intentional walks. So I'm talking about morning pages today. I started writing morning pages the very next day I read about it. And today was my 32nd day. Yes, I've written 3 pages every day for a month. Let me share with you what I do once I wake up. Okay, I have a fixed daily routine. Before I discovered morning pages, I used to get up, brush my teeth, splash water on my face, and then sit on the throne while reading the newspapers. Then on the throne, I do my first reading of the scroll from the greatest salesman in the world. Then I go downstairs for my quiet time with God. On the days I'm not climbing stairs or going for a long trek. Okay? On the days that I go outdoors, I have my quiet time with God after I come home and shower. Okay, and of course, I fit in my my routine exercises, pull-ups and push-ups and all these kind of things in between there. So these days, I do the morning pages instead of reading the papers. And because it takes me from 20 to 30 minutes to do 3 pages longhand, I have to wake up earlier, and so I skip the luxury of pangsai with the papers. I think this is the biggest sacrifice I'm making. I enjoy pangsai with the papers. Now I have to work. Okay, now let me share with you 4 benefits of writing morning pages, and this is from the website. Okay, I'm copied this from the website masterclass.com. Writing morning pages is a very specific discipline devoted to your mental well-being. Here are some of the ways morning pages can benefit you. Number one, morning pages enable you to clear your mind. When you wake up, your mind is swimming with thoughts from the previous night. When you write off the top of your head first thing in the morning, the words that spill out onto the blank page will no longer be taking up space in your brain, and you can approach the rest of the day with more clarity. Okay. Number two, morning pages allow you to process emotion. Life can be overwhelming. On top of personal stress, we are bombarded with heavy information in the news, some of it tragic. It's okay to grieve and process these stories. Morning pages give you the space to do this, freeing your mind from information that can weigh you down and affect your productivity and your life. Okay, so morning pages allow you to process emotion. The third thing is that morning pages unleash your creativity. Being creative takes discipline. Making the time to sit down and write that novel or short story often gets pushed aside. By writing morning pages, you're establishing a routine that will help you find a way to make time for your creative self. Once you get into the habit of writing morning pages, finding the time for your creative endeavors will come easier. Lastly, fourth, morning pages silence your inner critic. Before even putting pen to paper, writers can be their own worst critics. Stream of consciousness writing accesses only what's on your brain at that moment, leaving no room for self-criticism. Okay, so that's four benefits of writing morning pages from this website. But remember, morning pages is really, we're talking about the practice of listening. Okay, and so here is what I summarize from myself, from my own writing and from my reading from Julia's book, The Listening Path. Okay, so it's a daily practice of 3 pages. Okay, stream of consciousness, written first thing upon awakening. What is stream of consciousness? I've used that term for sometimes. So here's a quick and simple definition. Stream of consciousness is a style or technique of writing that tries to capture the natural flow of a character's extended thought process, often by incorporating sensory impressions, incomplete ideas, unusual syntax, and rough grammar. It is a literal style in which a character's thoughts, feelings, and reactions are depicted in a continuous flow, uninterrupted by objective description or conventional dialogue. James Joyce, Victoria Woolf, and Marcel Proust are among its notable early exponents. So I mentioned these 3 because people like Hui Xuan and Su would get what I mean. Okay, but basically it means stream of consciousness writing is any old how write. Okay, the pages are about anything and everything. The pages are free form. They feel and are scattered. We skip from topic to topic, a sentence here, a sentence there. But pages are for your eyes only. You never want to let anyone see it or get their hands on it, because then only can you share freely how you think, how you feel about a person or about yourself. Pages are written longhand. Written longhand because it gives you time to think. Okay? You record exactly how we feel and why. The pages are a form of meditation, but with a difference, because they actually move us to action. The pages are wise. They put us in touch with our own wisdom, with God. Morning pages ward off difficulties. They give us a heads up when trouble is looming. That is actually amazing. Okay, the pages mentor us. The pages are a tough love friend. So those of you who've had me as a coach, you know the benefit of a tough love friend. And the pages become your tough love friend when you don't want me as a coach or you can't afford a coach. Okay. The pages can be profound or they can be petty. The pages teach us to love ourselves. And this is the part that I really love. Writing morning pages is like driving with the high beams on. You know, those of you who drive, it's such a huge difference when you up the high beam. Okay, you don't care about the cars blinding the cars in front you. Up the high beam, it's so clear. Morning pages is like driving with the high beams on. The uncanny knack of morning pages shows itself most often as synchronicity. We write about something in our pages, and the something that we write about shows up in our life. That is just so amazing. Gratitude is fertile ground. Counting on our blessings on the page makes room for more gratitude. So when we write, we try to have the habit of expressing gratitude rather than grunges. Okay? Focusing on the positive breeds optimism. And optimism is a primary form of the listening path. Morning pages are frugal. They make the best, most productive use of the day at hand. They appear to take time. 30, 40 minutes of your day right at the start. But actually, pages give me time. So, the practice of morning pages is compared to a NASA launch. We fire off daily pages and the change seems slight, a few degrees from our normal life. But over time, those few degrees are the difference between landing on Venus or landing on Mars. The slight shift in our trajectory actually looms very, very large. With morning pages, we dare to listen to and articulate our dreams. So, dare to dream. I'm wearing this t-shirt. we say what before might have been unsayable. The pages dare us to expand. Morning pages also behave as this thing called believing mirrors. What are believing mirrors? Believing mirrors reflect back to us belief in our potential. They are optimistic and positive. They believe in our strength, not our weaknesses. So, morning pages are simple, but if you heard me, they are dramatic. They turn us into who we want to be. What could be better than that? So today I've shared about this tool called morning pages. Now, I'm not recommending that you do morning pages for the rest of your life simply because I really have only done it for a month, okay? And I've not reaped the full benefits for myself. But feel free to try it. Okay? What I have done is not so much enroll you to do morning pages. What I've done is I've shared how I live my life. So if you recall this sharing, you have seen that I have a coach. You've seen that I take action at mere suggestions from my coach. And I take immediate action. I do not need to understand much about the value, but I'm prepared to start the first step. And I have the discipline to be consistent. So I'm consistent with what you see on my Facebook page. Go as far as you can see, and when you get there, you will see further, and you can decide to stop when you don't like what you see. Okay. So I start the first step, and I have the discipline to be consistent. I also do not reinvent the wheel, but I follow the recommended best practices. This is really the path to personal mastery, okay, which will be the new series for future Motivational Mondays.